Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 11th episode of the 5th season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So we're in 1977 and we've had an interesting death. Yes, at the very end of episode 10, Ben is actually been killed by Saeed. Now, it's not the Ben that we've been watching throughout the whole season. No, it's younger Ben. It's 1977 Ben. I have no idea how it's going to impact the storyline going forward. So this phase that they're currently in, that's what I'm going to call it, this timeline, you know, has been now thrown up in arms, literally. It's had a spanner thrown in the works. Saeed has had a truth pill kind of given to him. Kind of reminds me of what happened in Divergent, you know, when he was questioning Triss and that, and 4 was it, you know, they give him that, they was asking him questions, you can't resist it, you know, it's a drug that goes inside of you. They'd done that to Saeed. He was asking him how he's got to the island. He was saying he's been there before, you know, in the oceanic flight. It crashed. He was there for 100 days. He said he'd come again on a different airline and it crashed. Obviously they're thinking that he's absolutely chatting, they're not believing anything that he said. They said maybe we used too much of it, but he was telling the whole truth. He was like, look, if you don't believe me, I saw you, you know what I mean? He was like, who saw you? And then somebody else put in before he could actually say obviously who it actually was and reveal that it is LaFleur, the person that they're loving right now. And again, another interesting thing, you know, Ben, prior to this, has helped him escape. You know, he's set a car on fire, he's thrown it right into the camp, it's blew up one of the houses, it's caused loads of chaos. Even Sawyer said it as well. He said, look mate, you know, for 3 years we've had no dramas, you guys have been here for 3 days and absolute chaos is breaking out, mate. Literally, it really is. And I don't even know how it's going to impact the current storyline now with Ben, because obviously if he's not alive after that day Saeed killed him, how's he alive now in the present, in the storyline on the island with obviously the survivors of the new plane crash, as well as Locke and well, basically son. But she's escaped, hasn't she? She's gone to the main island with Frank. So she not been out, didn't she, at that time? Is Russo still alive as well in that timeline, or is she alive in the gym one? I'm not too sure. We're not really seeing what happened to her, did we? We've seen her younger self kill the people, and she was kind of with Jin, and he kind of like ran off. But I can't really remember what happened. But it is really interesting what's going on. I'm liking it. You know, we have got different groups going around. Everybody kind of knows each other, but can't express that they know each other. Nobody can say that, you know, they've come together, because everybody's supposed to be drugged. Who turns up there? They can't reveal that they're from the future because it'll confuse everybody, like Saeed told him. Nobody will believe anything, but all chaos is breaking loose, and it's very exciting to see. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Hello.
It's Phil, man. Where have you been? The hostile escaped. We're searching the east grid.
He's headed north.
Jin, are you still there? Jin.
He's alive. I just seen him move. He's not even dead. Oh, that's kind of disappointing, but it'll fit the storyline. It'd make more sense.
Okay, everybody, listen up. We don't know yet if another attack is coming. We're pretty sure he used this fire as a diversion in order to escape.
If he was locked up, how could he start the fire?
The way he started the fire is he had help, okay? Somebody torched that van, and then that somebody let him out of his cell. Baxter, I want a full report on cleanup, ASAP.
All eyes would point to the new people, wouldn't it?
Just throw this lever. When I tell you to stop, just pull it up.
All right.
Simple. Wait, hold. That's good right there. That's good.
Welcome aboard, Kate. I'm Roger. Roger Linus.
He's putting it, obviously, his surname. He's just going to turn up now after being shot.
That's my kid!
Look, he really cares now, but he treats him well, shit. No way.
Oh my God. Hey, you survived a plane crash. It's amazing. I never thought I'd see you again. What are you doing here?
How can you reveal that you know who Sawyer is now?
sent me.
Oh, here we go. Just say it, spit it out. Yeah, that's interesting. Mate, I've been wondering for ages what's actually going on with this Cassidy and the kid, you know, because Sawyer did the deal, didn't he, when he was in prison to send, like, loads of money that way. And then when he was in the helicopter or whatever, he whispered something in Kate's ear, and I was pretty certain that it was about his kid. I honestly really was. And she was kind of with Jack, and he kind of broke up because she was doing something for Sawyer, which I'm assuming is this. And obviously, where's Aaron gone as well? You know, she's come to the island. She said, look, I'll come back if we never talk about Aaron again. And Jack was like, okay. And I was like, not me. I want to know. I'll ask it every episode, but I haven't. But I am today. What has happened to Aaron? Is he with Cassidy? You know what I mean? would make sense now looking at it, and Ben actually staying alive makes more sense for the story, because it just does, because if he died, it's just like, what's going on with the current one? But then it's like Saeed's a trained assassin, he's going around killing everybody, and there's no way that he would really miss that shot unless he blamed it to him being drugged up on that thing that he took.
So that son of a bitch is still alive? And he asked you to come here and give me an envelope full of money.
Shouldn't have bothered you. I could have sent it, and I probably should have.
Why did you tell me all this?
Because I thought your daughter had a right to know that her father cared. The helicopter that we were on was running out of gas. He jumped so that we could make it to the boat.
What a coward.
He was trying to do the right thing.
He was trying to get away from you. You got the same look on your face I did when he ditched me.
Yo, he did not ditch them. He saved them. I think I said this with Jack when he moaned as well.
Your son, is it Sawyer's?
No, I was pregnant before I met him.
That's not your baby, is it? Kate, you just told me that you and your friends cooked a story for the whole world about what happened on that island. Why are you lying to me about him?
Maybe because she loves him and Chatsy wants him.
Because I have to.
What the hell are you doing here?
That was Ben. That kid who was shot was Ben. Was it Saeed?
Keep your mouth shut and stop asking questions, because putting any attention on yourself is the last thing I need right now. This is,
I'm Kate.
Kate. She's new over to motor pool. Seeing if she saw anything suspicious, but she didn't. So, you can run along, thanks.
He didn't break out, somebody let him out. We've only got 3 janitors. There's Roger, Willie, and that new guy.
This guy's suspicious.
Hurley and Kate.
It's how.
You can't put them in a house and sit on them.
The thing is, it's easier to see it was Ben, in my opinion. Why would Ben be out there getting shot?
How's he doing?
I don't know. Juliet told me to wait out here.
You have your keys with you?
Yeah, why? What do you need? I must have left them at the house.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
If we can't stop the hemorrhaging, we're just gonna have to pack the whole trap.
Where's the doctor?
At the Looking Glass station till Friday.
Need to get Jack in.
Someone needs to get in there who can find the damage that bullet did and fix it.
I mean, that's Juliet's fault. She should have put Jack on, like, doctoral stuff.
We're under house arrest?
No, you're all free to leave whenever you want, but I'll shoot you in the leg. The hell are you doing, Tubby?
Checking to see if I'm disappearing. Back to the future, man. We came back in time to the island and changed stuff. So if little Ben dies, he'll never grow up to be Big Ben, who's the one who made us come back here in the first place.
Your maniac Iraqi buddy shot Linus. That is what always happened.
So is he saying that he was shot?
Really confusing.
Yeah, before,
well,
by
get
someone
used
else,
to it.
not him.
But the good news is that Linus didn't die.
Doc, I need you to come with me.
Come with you where?
Juliet said the kid's losing blood and we ain't got nothing to put back in him. So we need you to show us where he sprung a leak. If you don't come with me, Jack, that kid's gonna die.
Then he dies.
That's the first time we kind of seen Jack do something like that. Usually it's Doctor's instinct to help everybody, even if they dislike them. I think he done that with Ben, didn't he? He did. He also cut a deal with him as well. But again, you know when he was giving out roles and orders and stuff, like, they should have mentioned that Jack has some sort of medical or some sort of doctoral, do you know what I mean, like, skills, because it's a key asset. And like, when you got limited of those people, then he becomes, like I said, very important. And situations like this, when the guy's at the Looking Glass and you got somebody else here that can help you, Jack's key. But obviously he's refused, which is really interesting. It actually really is.
What are you doing?
Making some sandwiches. Figured everybody'd be getting hungry by now.
He's just a boy, Jack. You can't just let him die.
You can't change what's already happened. This has nothing to do with me.
Unless you're the one that's supposed to save him.
I've already saved Benjamin Linus, and I did it for you, Kate. I don't need to do it again.
We brought Saeed back. We caused this.
You know, when we were here before, I spent all of my time trying to fix things. Ever think that maybe the island just wants to fix things itself?
You know, I don't like the new you. I like the old you.
You didn't like the old me, Kate.
I think what everybody's talking makes a lot of sense to me. Like, in all different ways. The way he explained the Back to the Future, the way he's explaining what the island wants.
Where are you going?
One of the new people is here. She heard Ben needed blood. Says she's a universal donor.
What's going on?
Roger, I asked you to wait outside.
No, what's going on with my kid?
Kate is giving us some fresh blood so we can transfuse Ben.
Roger's kind of falling for Kate a little bit. You can see that he's liking her. Wonder if his personality changes Ben in the future.
The floor asked me where my keys were. Bastard doesn't ask any questions he doesn't know the answers to. Which means my son stole my keys so he could bust that animal out of jail. I thought I was going to be the greatest father ever. Guess it didn't work out that way.
What about his mother? Is she still around?
Oh, she's dead. She died the day he was born. I guess a boy just needs his mother.
He kind of just resented him, though, didn't he? Just because of he survived and she died.
What does that mean? What's the matter with him?
Roger, get out of here.
Let me get this straight. All this already happened.
Yes, the conversation already happened, but not for you and me. For you and me, it's happening right now. Our experiences in the past and the future occurred before these experiences right now. Any of us can die because this is our present.
But you said Ben couldn't die because he still has to grow up and become the leader of the others.
Because this is his past.
Then why wouldn't he remember getting shot by that same guy when he was a kid?
That was pretty good.
Huh.
I feel like both of them are making sense in their own separate ways. That was pretty good. But it is kind of true though. Like right now, they're living, Hurley and Miles, they're living in their past, but they're living in their present. And like that's where it is a little bit confusing, because Hurley and Miles are not living Hurley and Miles' past. Hurley and Miles are living Hurley and Miles' present. But people like, you know, Ben and his dad Roger, they're actually living in the past. And it's, well, trying to get your head around that little bit there is just, it throws you off sometimes, because when one's saying their scenario, it makes sense, but then when another one's saying their scenario, it also makes sense, because they're both different waves.
He's stable.
Is he gonna be okay?
He's got some fresh blood running through him, which is a good thing.
What about the sub? I mean, can we take him somewhere?
No, it's gone. It won't be back for a couple of months.
But he can't die, right?
He is going to die. Maybe there's something they can do. The others.
Like Miles was saying, this exchange could have happened with two other people in the past. It would make sense, you know. It's not somebody else interfering. It's something that anybody could actually do.
If something goes wrong or we get caught, it doesn't matter for me, but you've got a whole life here. And besides, if Sawyer knew that I got you involved in this, he'd kill me.
There's someone here in Los Angeles. We take you to them.
Who?
The same person that's going to show us how to get back to the island.
You knew about this?
No.
This is insane. You guys are crazy.
Kate.
Dad, don't!
Oh, nothing. It's just Kate's version of the events.
Mommy, I'm thirsty. I need some milk.
Chocolate milk or regular milk?
Choose spot.
You don't want milk anymore.
Choose spot.
Where's the kid gone?
Aaron?
Mate, that would be a parent's worst nightmare, honestly. Oh,
Aaron?
Claire.
Hey, is this your mommy? Honey, is this your mommy? He looked lost. I was getting ready to make an announcement.
I thought it was Claire.
Thank you very much.
Try not to talk, okay?
Tell my dad I'm sorry he stole his keys.
I know you gotta stop me, but I can't just let that kid die.
Gonna put the code in the gate.
Freckles, I ain't here to stop you.
Yeah, he's come to put the code in so he can get through the fence, maybe.
They're going back. Why in God's name would they want to do that?
I don't know. Jack says that we weren't supposed to leave. I lost him. I don't know what happened. We were in the supermarket and I turned around for 1 second and he was gone. Why would I feel that way? I mean, why would I expect him to be taken?
Because you took him, Kate.
Oh, I can't remember how she ended up with Aaron on the island compared to Claire not being with him. Did Claire wander off? Is that what it is?
Why are you doing this? Why are you helping me?
I found out Ben was gone. Juliet told me what you were up to. And she said, no matter what he's gonna grow up to be, it's wrong to let a kid die. I'm doing it for her.
But if you know the kid's going to grow up to have the exact same, you know, path that he would have had anyway, then you do let him die. Because the chaos that he caused in his present is mad in it.
The kid was bleeding out. You're a surgeon, and I needed you.
That kid is Ben.
It's not Ben yet.
I came back here because I care, Juliet. I came back here because I was trying to save you.
We didn't need saving. You came back here for you. At least do me the courtesy of telling me why.
Because I was supposed to.
Supposed to do what?
I don't know yet.
You better figure it out.
I say that quite often with the stuff that they don't explain things, i.e. like, you know, so why have you come back? I'm supposed to. Why? I don't know. Oh, that's great then. You know what I mean? It's like when Locke was saying, it just is, you know, I just have to go. Why just you? Because I just know. Yeah, but how do you know? Because it just is. It's like, come on now, like, give me better stuff than this, you know what I mean? Like, I want full-on context of how you know, why you're here, what's the purpose, what's going on, you know what I mean? What's your plan? Just is. We're supposed to come back. It's just not good enough for me that, like, when we get the answers at the end, that's okay, but it just needs more. Do you know what I mean? Like, he tried to deflect it there and say, we come back to save you. She's like, I don't need saving. We didn't ask for it. We had a chilling life, you know. Look at us here. We high up, ranked up. sound. We're living a happy, good life. It's not the place that you've left. We're in a different timeline, basically. You know what I mean? And again, I understand what he's saying. I'm not on Jack's side about letting Ben die, but like, if Ben is going to grow up to be the same man, because like she just said, he said it's Ben, and she said it's not Ben the man yet. It's like, well, it's not, no. So what, you're correct on that side. And if saving his life will alter his path in his life because of the actions that have just happened, and it makes him a better person, then you're correct. You know what I mean? Saving him is the right way to go. But if it's not going to change anything, and he's going to grow up to be the same man that he was and do the same actions and the ruthlessness and the path that he already would have taken, because you can't change the path that people have, then Jack's correct. He probably is better dying, because then the chaos doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So it depends on what side of the fence that you sit on and the path, the trajectory, the life after he either survives or dies.
His father said that you think Ben broke Saeed out.
Kid'll do almost anything if he's pissed off enough at his folks.
Is that why you asked me to take care of your daughter?
Did you?
Of course I did.
What's she like?
Clementine?
Yeah.
I'd love it if he has a picture.
She's beautiful.
Bet you and Cassidy had a lot to talk about.
She had an interesting theory on why you jumped off the chopper. She thought you were worried about what would happen if you didn't.
You and me would have never worked out, Kate. I wasn't any more fit to be your boyfriend than I am to be that little girl's father.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a good dad now. He's grown up loads.
Done a lot of growing up the past 3 years.
You have, mate.
I said don't move. This is a violation of the truce.
Sawyer's grown up a lot. I feel like he'd love to be a dad now. You know what I mean? Like, this island's proper changed him.
Mrs. Littleton, I'm Kate Austin. Your friend, Dr. Shepard, came here last night. Going on and on about some person named Aaron.
He's your grandson, and your daughter Claire is alive. She's the one who gave birth on the island, not me. There were other survivors too. We just left them behind.
Why would you leave her there?
Because she disappeared, and she left the baby behind. And we looked everywhere, but that's when I started taking care of Aaron.
Why didn't you come to me in the first place?
Because I needed him. You're gonna see that he's so sweet and kind and good. I checked in 2 doors down. He's asleep. When you're ready, he's waiting for you. I'm going back to find your daughter.
You can't be mad at Kate at all. Not for this conversation, anyway. Kate's emotions are really good. You know, this whole episode, her crying, I don't know, she's proper good at it. Look. I mean, do you know what I mean? It is tough for Claire, because you got to have to... Claire, keep calling Claire. Tough for Kate, because you think about it, it's just like adopting a kid, in a way. You know what I mean? Like, just because you haven't given birth to a child, don't mean it's not yours. And, like, you know, it doesn't mean that a parent is not a parent if it's not blood related. You know, how many people have actually, you know, had kids and don't really care for them? And then how many people have adopted them and give people the best life they could have ever had? Do you know what I mean? To me, a parent is not a blood related person. A parent is somebody that actually raises you and loves you. Clearly, Kate actually does really love Aaron. But also, you know, she knows that she's... I wouldn't say done a bad thing, because she hasn't. Because in the scenario that she just said and the way she explained it, it was right. My last recollection of Claire was she just disappeared on her own in the woods. She just walked off. Was Sawyer, Miles and Claire together? And then I'm sure, like, in the night, Claire just stood up and walked off. And did she follow Christian or something? And then Sawyer went chasing after them, and then he found Aaron in a tree or something like that. And then the last time we saw Claire was in the house when Locke went to speak to her. And I'm pretty sure that Claire's not had an appearance this season at all in the main. She's had an appearance in the house where Kate was having a nightmare or whatever's, but like, has she actually been in this season at all? Has she been on the island? Where is she? It's been 3 years for her without her kid. How's she coping? I feel like I've not even seen her once, and it's making me think now. Do you know what I mean? And obviously Kate didn't take Aaron. What she done is she saved him. That's the way I looked at it in that scenario. I know that, like, you know, I forgot who his ex-girlfriend is, you know, Clementine's mum, Cassidy or whatever, was having a conversation with Kate, and she was like, look, you feared that Aaron was taken because you took Aaron, but she didn't really... she took him, but in a much different way. She took him to save him, not because she was like, "You're not having him, Claire. I am." It's more like Claire was like, "What's happened to you, Claire? Where have you gone? You're not here. Okay, we'll take him. Give him. Make sure he's okay."
Don't worry, we got him right where we want him.
Shut up and keep moving.
Where the hell did you come from?
You asked my people to bring you to me. Here I am. What happened to him?
He was shot.
And who might you be?
She's with me.
Because we need you to save his life.
If I take him, he's not ever going to be the same again. He'll forget this ever happened, and that his innocence will be gone.
I mean, you would take that over a dead kid, though, wouldn't you?
He will always be one of us.
Might be true what they say. You can't change the past.
You shouldn't do this without asking Illy.
I don't answer to either of them.
The thing is, they had to cut that deal. Basically, what it was saving the kid's life, or you know, letting him die.
Hello, Ben. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Mate, I've missed you, Locke, actually. You know what I mean? Like, you're another kind of Ben where, like, whenever you're involved, a bit of madness happens. But also, it's interesting because what I've noticed in this season is we kind of jump to... obviously, we jump in timelines, but how can I say it? So, like, the episode when Locke was on the island walking around after the crash, you know, he got tucked in that room and he was like, "Is anyone here that you know?" And it was Ben. And then we had another episode, maybe it was the last one or the one before, where Sun knocked Ben out. And obviously that Sun knocking Ben out was before Locke walked into that room. And then this episode is the aftermath of Sun knocking Ben out, and he's gone in there and he's got... So hopefully that's making sense. Like, we're getting clips, but like all over the place, basically. You know, you'll get one clip and then you get another episode and it'll show you how that clip happened before you got to that one. And it's like, sometimes it shows you the future and the past and the present, and it unravels it in different scenarios. Like, on the docks there where Sun pulled a gun at Ben, and he was like, "Look, mate, there's somebody here who can tell us this, this, and this." We have cut to that scene about 5 times this season, and I always try and figure out, am I missing something here and there? We had a Saeed episode last, I think it was, and it was his perspective, and he stormed off, and then he went and done this, and he done that. You know what I mean? I think he went to the bar and he had a drink, and that was how that woman come in, and she was trying to take him and cuff him and stuff. And then this episode, we had it again, but this time it was Kate, and she drove away, and she went to chat, you know, like she went to see Clementine. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, we keep cutting to those scenarios, and I wonder if that was a key point in the story that I might have missed or something. I just always keep thinking, why is it always this one that we're cutting back to? But again, you know, it makes more sense that Ben's not dead. I know I did say last episode it was good seeing kids die or get shot anyway, because like, it's just shocking, isn't it? It's not something that you see all of the time, and I wouldn't want it to happen all of the time, but when you don't expect something and then it happens, you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Now, obviously, in terms of the storyline, there's all that. If he died then, it wouldn't have made sense that Ben was alive now, so it has to obviously keep going. Trying to figure out what, you know, Hurley was saying and Miles was saying. Both of them have got different kind of interpretations of how the timeline's going. Hurley was talking about the Back to the Future stuff. You know, if something happens there, it'll happen here. Check if I'm real. Do you know what I mean? If we die here or whatever, this actions, that means that we didn't actually, you know, appear in the future, which means that we wouldn't be here now. Where Miles is saying, look, if you're trying to follow it, we're living our present, you know, we're not in the past, they're in the past, we're in their timeline. So the stuff that's happening won't affect us because we've already lived it, but they haven't, they're living it now. And that's why we can't change it, because that's an action that's already happening. So we're having this conversation for the first time, but in the past, it would be 2 different people having this conversation. So the fact is that Jack, he was saying, I'm not going to go in there and save his life because that's what would have happened in the past. You know, somebody wouldn't have been here. So however the timeline or however his body played out, it is clearly the way it would have worked. And if you look at it, Jack was right. He could have gone in there, he could have done the procedure, but then would he got taken to Richard? Would he got part of the others? Would all of the actions actually happen? No. So Jack's not getting involved because that's his present and that's their current, you know what I mean, past. It all fit into place and how it would have gone. It's interesting. It's a bit confusing, but I feel like it's confusing in a way that it makes sense if you try and follow how everybody's trying to describe the actions. And I believe that I'm hopefully currently following it. It's really good. It's an interesting season so far. The approach that they've taken has been smart writing. I feel like the writing, the people who've done it, it must have took a lot because it is a bit of a head scramble, but it's really clever so far. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Basically, today was kind of like a Kate backstory, wasn't it? Or basically what she done prior to coming and agreeing to return to the island. Always been wondering really what's happening with, you know, with Aaron. What, you know, what did she do with him? Where did he go? And also I've really been interested in what Sawyer actually spoke to her and information that he revealed, because it caused a rift between her and Jack, their relationship. They was engaged, as she was saying to obviously Juliet in the episode. And you know, she was carrying out a task that Sawyer asked. Now obviously listening to the task that Sawyer gave her, it wasn't that bad. And Jack, to be honest, his reactions and how he went about it, you know, I wasn't a really big fan of it. I said it at the time as well, you know, we have to see what it is. You know, Kate was being a bit sketchy here and there. You didn't really know what she was truly doing, but then when, you know, she revealed that it was about Sawyer and it was something that he asked her to do, and he said, like, look mate, he left us there. And that's the thing, like, you know, it's been referenced 2 times that actually. Jack was saying that he left us, and then I think today she said as well, you know, he was a coward, he took a coward's way out. And I don't know how people look at it and view things, and I mean, I can see what they're trying to say, but like, I don't actually believe it in that way. You know, I feel like Sawyer really did love Kate, and I feel like in the moment he had to make a choice between, you know, basically being selfish and trying to stay on the helicopter and you know, make it back there with them, or jump off and give her the best chance of surviving. And he chose to jump off and give her the best chance of surviving. And yes, you can look at it, it's a coward's way out as well, you know, not wanting to come back to civilization, face up to all your responsibilities, come take part in Clementine's life. Do you know what I mean? But you can also look at it in the way that I perceived it in the episode, in the actions that had actually happened. You know, the freighter had just blown up, you know, everybody seemed to have died. They just dived onto the helicopter. It didn't have enough room to make it to the mainland with that many people on there. So he jumped off to save somebody that he loved. That's how I read it. Everybody can read it different ways, and I just don't like it when you're trying to throw digs at it, because, I don't know, I feel like his character's really progressed as well, and I don't know if it causes my judgment of maybe Sawyer's character and his actions, because I can see how much, you look at season 1, how selfish he was, how he went around, took all the medicine, you know, did he take the waters? I don't think he did, but Boone robbed him, didn't he? Do you remember? But basically everybody had to cut deals, what's in it for me, so to speak, with Sawyer in season 1. Now you look at it in this one, the guy's going around trying to save Ben's life, a kid who's just been shot, even though he knows how bad Ben grows up to be. You know what I mean? Like, everything that he's doing, the society that he's built, you know what I mean, the life. He's even cut deals for his daughter to have trust funds and all that when she gets older. He's also give Kate tasks and stuff to do to help her life as she grows. So I don't know, I feel like he'd be a really good dad now. I wonder, Ollivander, if Juliet knows that he's a dad. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Because they are together. And I don't know, it kind of confirmed that he actually wants to be with Juliet, in my opinion, in a conversation that he was having with Kate. He said something, well, basically, he said that they would never have worked out, wouldn't it? He wouldn't have been the right boyfriend for her, you know, and I said he's grown up, and even Kate mentioned that he's grown up as well. But I also feel like before as well, he said he wouldn't be able to, like, survive and do this place without Juliet, so that's good. It's progression. And now Locke's back in it as well, which excites me, because, you know, you can see noticeable absences of characters when you go a couple of episodes long without them. Claire's the obvious one. She's not a main character, but, you know, like Claire, Bernard and Rose, because they're never in it, literally never, like, they're noticeable. People like Locke and Jack, when you miss 2-3 episodes in a row, you're kind of thinking, what's going on, you know? And I feel like they've not, what's the word? I'm not saying that they've not done it well, but, like, loads of people have crash landed on the island. And how many episodes has it been since that actually happened? Maybe 5? And we don't even know any of them. But, I mean, we know the guy that was kind of sat next to Hurley. And we know the guy, I mean, and the woman that has handcuffed Saeed, obviously, because she was transporting him. But everybody else, nothing. What are they actually doing? Are they still on that other island, or have they made it way to the mainland? You know what I mean? I believe they're still on the other island now. I'm just saying that because we're going back to Locke, and he was still there, and he went into the camp, and obviously Ben's obviously knocked out, and he's just awoken. But there are lots of people there. I feel like we could have integrated a bit of that and a bit of this at the same time. I don't feel like there's so much going on where it's too confusing to drop a couple of them in and just keep. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's new characters and I want to make a connection with them. I want to be engaged. I want to know them. I want to know what they're about, a couple of their backstories, why they're here, they're going to help the storyline. You know, what is their purpose? I want a connection with them. And I feel like I've not had the chance to get that yet. And it's been quite a lot of time since they have crash landed and we kind of like ignored them. So I'm not saying that they've not done it good. I'm just saying that they haven't made me feel like I really want to know them and what they're all about. And hopefully we get that, because it's only the 11th episode today and we're going to 17, so they still got loads of time, do you know what I mean, to actually give us that. I'm excited for it as well. I'm hoping next episode is that and we get that camp and Ben and Locke and everybody else. That is what I hope to see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.